Hey guys, it's Shannon. Today I just want to go through some of my week in the life photo processing, organizing kind of processes that I go through and have a look through my Monday and Tuesday pages that I have already made digitally. I'm a bit strange, like when I'm doing projects like this, December daily, that kind of thing, I really need to do a day or two of actual pages in my album so that I feel confident that I'm getting the right types of photos, enough photos, that I'm on the right track. It just gives it, I don't know, some clarity for me to actually work with my photos and make them into something. Quite quickly in the process. So I know a lot of people might take their photos and notes and then deal with the album later, but it just doesn't work for me that way. It doesn't mean I need to make the whole album kind of day by day, but it really helps me to have a day kind of done so I can say, okay, now I know what I'm doing for the rest of the week. And once I get the first day done, it's smooth sailing from there as long as I'm taking the photographs, which is a huge caveat there. But first of all, I just wanted to look at my Lightroom catalog. So you'll see here, I store all of my photos and my digital scrapbooking supplies in Lightroom. I really love it. I've got them by year and then by month. So this is everything for June, you'll see here. So, week in the life and not week in the life. What I've done, because I'm doing a lot of my editing of my photos on my phone, you'll see I've got different versions, so the lightened up and then the original. So I've flagged a bunch of photos as well on my downtime on the train and things like that, of things that I really want to use in my album. So the great thing about Lightroom is you can filter things by flagged. So this is every flagged photo I've made, and I cleared my flags out before week in the life. So I know all of these flagged photos are just for week in the life. And then you can go further into your metadata and choose a particular day. So Monday the 20th, when we started, these are all my Monday flagged photos that I plan to use in my project. So that is a really cool way to see everything really quickly. What I also wanted to do is create some collections down here. So a collection is a folder of photos that is kind of not really where the photos live. It's just a pointer to the photos. So anything you do in a collection, every photo you drag in manually, or you can kind of grab all of your Monday photos, that's not really the photos. So you can delete them, move them, do all that kind of thing. And it's just a good way to play around with stuff. So I've already made my Monday and Tuesday pages, which I'll show you soon. So I didn't do it for Monday, but for Tuesday, I've created a Tuesday folder here in my collections, and that means I can quickly see everything, but I can add to it, take away, or if I'm working on my pages, I can probably go and delete photos out of here that I've already used if I've got to take a break between working on the album. You'll see here too on Wednesday, I've already got photos in there that were taken on Tuesday, because my week is split into basically 3 areas. So Monday and Thursday are my work from home days. So those photos are going to be a lot of home photos, a lot of working from home. I'm not doing a lot sort of out of the house on those days. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm in the city. So those photos are all very similar. So I'm at work, I'm in my office, I'm walking around town. So those photos are kind of together. And then I've got Friday's my day off. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is my weekend. So there'll be a lot of home photos there as well, but we'll be out and about doing things. There'll be more backyard things, I'm sure, going out things. So they're the 3 different types of photos that I've got going for this project this year. So on Wednesday, I knew, this is Thursday here that I'm making this video. So on Wednesday yesterday, I knew I was going to be really busy with work, and I had a very long meeting in the afternoon. So I wasn't going to be able to get out and about and take as many photos as I had on Tuesday. So what I did was I took some of my Tuesday photos that I didn't use and plopped them into Wednesday, because they're the same things, the same buildings I walk by, the same train station, the same tree, but I just didn't have time on this day to take them all. So that's really great that they're already here, let alone whatever else I took on Wednesday. I also took a couple of these photos, I talked about this before, the week before, because I had an afternoon kind of not so busy at work and I thought I'd do a little photo walk around my office and around town and just capture some of the things that I walk by every day. So some of these are even dated from last week, and I've just got them there as fillers because I knew there'd be days I just couldn't get, you know, as many photos as I'd want to. So that's really good. I've got a little collection already, so that's why Wednesday already has stuff. So when I go into my Wednesday, let's go back into June. So Wednesday was the 22nd. So I can go into my metadata and have a look at what I've got for Wednesday. Okay, so I'm going to pretty much just drag all of these things. Some of them are flagged and some not, but I won't worry about that now because I've edited some already. So I'm going to drag those into Wednesday. So now I've got Wednesday photos I took and Wednesday photos that I have left over from Tuesday. So I've got a nice little pile there. You can see I've flagged some, so the ones that are not edited, oh, what did I do there? Sorry, they're all selected. You know, I can start getting rid of some of these, you know, and recipes and things, little bits and pieces, but I can, you know, have everything there for when I go to make my Wednesday pages. So that is really helpful. And that's what I'll do each day. And then if there's photos from home time, I can do the same thing. So if I've got things at home I didn't use and then I need a photo on Thursday, I can kind of move it into this collection. So that's just a way that I'm organizing everything. So let's have a little look at my actual pages. So I shared in the last video that, let's have a look, just make it into the system, that I was doing some prep for this project. This is the prep that I did. Let's have a look at it in this, let's have a look at it in this format. All right, so because I had decided I'm doing 5x8 and I wanted to make it really photo heavy, I have this kit in my shop called 52 Weekends, and I'm going to use those templates as a starting point. I also had chosen this Day in the Life kit. It's an older one, I think from 2018 or something like that, maybe longer, as my color scheme, and using some of these icons in my design and maybe cutting off some of these thankful for and putting them in. And then this was the look I was going for. So I want a mix of just full page photos and then this as my journaling page. I wanted my journaling this year to be to be quite short and sweet. I had done Week in the Life projects where I've done, you know, 2 full letter size pages of journaling every day, like in a narrative. I've done all different types, and I just felt like keeping this one photo heavy and then, you know, have a few notes here and there. So that was my plan. So this is what I kind of came up with for my look, and then these are those templates I've talked about. So I'm just going to kind of switch them out to use this line, but use these as the photo masks. This is an example, so taking, you know, one of them and turning it into that. I've also made a couple of double spread kind of, so this will be an 8, what is that? No, 10 by 8. So my pages are 5 by 8, so this is a double. This will go across 2 pages as a spread. I've got obviously my single full photos, a couple more of those spreads, and a couple of different ways. So this just helps me when I'm kind of looking at my photos like, oh, I could do a grid if I've got quite a few for that particular thing. This is me playing around. This was my little, I shared in my last video, my little kind of drawing board where I've made some little labels and things I can use, a couple of things from my shop. What font am I going to use? And then I created as well a couple of pattern papers using those colors. I was kind of thinking I might put some full page pattern papers in. I don't think I will. It's not kind of something I normally do, but I just was in the mood to create a few things. So that's what I've got there. So that's my starting point. And then if we go here, I'll show you through my Monday and Tuesday. So Monday evening, I sat down and I was just eager to get started. I had a full day of cool photos on my phone, and I just, like I said, I like to see a project forming so that I keep going with it. especially digital, like there's nothing to show for it. It's all living on your computer. So it's nice just to see it take shape, and then it can kind of guide me for the rest of the week, which is great. So let's start on Monday. I'll put it back to this format again. So my system going forward, and making the first day's pages is the hardest because you're starting from nothing. So once I get my Monday and my formula and how it's going to look, then I'm just going to copy that the rest of the week through. It's kind of, easy then. So I decided to start my day with a weekly opener like this, like a daily opener with the date and a little monogrammed M and just a full page photo. So I want to do that for every day going forward. And I want a mix of the journal pages and the full page photos. So my next page looks like this. So I've used those Ali day in the life icons. I've decided to swap the text out a lot because a lot of them weren't quite what I needed. So I just changed the color of the circle and then typed my own kind of label over the top of it, but keeping, Ali's colors and things like that. So this is what each of my journaling pages looks like. It's just changing the size and shape of the photo pretty much. So I've got a little circle, I've got the time, I've got this little design feature. Then I've written my journaling, which is super short. Early doctor's appointment this morning, so I dropped Eli to school on the way Zara walked. Quick grocery shop at Aldi and Woolworths before heading back to start my work day working from home today. So that's the only type of journaling I want. I'm not doing, a blow by blow, minute by minute of my day. This whole project in my mind is showing kind of like the vibe of our week at this time of year, at this time in our lives, and nothing more than that. So that's kind of what I keep going back to. Like, I don't need to say everything that happened. I just want to say this is a look at our overall week rather than, a minute by minute look of every single day. So that is that. Then I've got a full page photo. What I want to do is have the full page photos and these journaling photos as a spread. I don't want to, if I can avoid it, have two full page photos next to each other, especially if they're not related. In a photo book, they're really kind of butted up next to each other. And it just, in my mind, looks confusing to have, a full page photo of something and a full page photo of something else right next to each other with no break. I mean, in an album, it might be different because you have the rings and the gutter and things like that. But in a photo book, they're right next to each other. And I just find it's too much. I'm good with a full photo over the 2 pages, but just 2 different photos I want to try to avoid. And I think I want to try to avoid the 2 of these white space journaling photos together as well. So I'm going to try and do full page photo journaling as it goes through the book. We'll see how we go. So this kind of goes with this one, and it's just talking about making breakfast. I don't always have breakfast, but this day, because I had an early start and I went to the doctor's, and by 9:30 I just really needed to eat something, so I made this avocado toast and coffee. Then I had to quickly duck out to Kmart because Brett is doing a photo project on our hallway, and I just had a quick Kmart run to get that. I made lunch, and I told a little story about being able to make food when you're working from home is one of the perks. Like, you can get dinner started early, you can make yourself something nice for lunch, and I really enjoy that part of working from home. A working from home photo. And you'll see that I decided to do my subheading or heading in my handwriting. So I'm just writing that from Procreate and popping it in. I had tried doing just text, and I just thought it just gave something a little bit more personal to the project using my handwriting. So that's something else that I've added, and then just obviously the text using this same font going through. So this is, as I said, my working from home photo, and it just says quiet work today, my favorite kind, listening to the Ringer versus Stranger Things podcast while I do research. And I've just swapped this little Ali thing out with a WFH work from home. Funny story, we had a meeting with a client last week, and he wanted to show us on Zoom his calendar to see the things that we had to organize for him. And the top of 3 of the pages said WTF, WTF. And I'm like, and he looks at it and says, that's not right, is it? and he'd meant to do work from home, WFH, and he'd typed in WTF. I said, you know what? I think that's more fitting anyway. So that's an aside there. Where are we up to here? I've got a full page photo of the backyard. I have a photo of the dog. She loves to sit at the front door and just look at the world until she's too annoying and starts barking. You'll see, you know, I've got this handwritten thing again, and I've changed this to Luna. I have a full page photo of Eli doing homework on the bed. You'll see I've got a little label on this one. I don't have a label on all the full-size photos. I don't know if I will. Sometimes I just think it's redundant, like Eli on the bed doing homework. It's very obvious from this photo. I could tell a story about Eli doing homework, which is another thing, another option, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to label everything if it's super obvious. Then I have us watching Stranger Things. I've got to change this out, so this is a later one. So I've just been reusing kind of dragging over my little font and things. So I've got to change out some of these and go into Procreate and make them. But this one just says, we've been taking our time watching the new season of Stranger Things in weekly doses, so we would be caught up just in time for episodes 8 and 9. Last one tonight. I love this show so much. And then I have finished Monday with just a photo of Eli and the dog snuggling before bed. It's not a great photo. I'm making a lot of my nighttime photos black and white because I just find the lighting is it's just not good, and I can fiddle around with it and edit it, but it just is much easier. And you know, this is not a great photo, but like I said in my last video, 5x8 is a very forgiving size for full page photos, and I don't really care that it's a bit blurry and horrible. It's good. It's Eli and the dog, so it makes me happy. Monday I have 13 pages. Here I've got Monday 13, so I've just named everything, you know, 1 through to 13. So that's the end of Monday. So when I got to Tuesday, I started again with a full page photo. Look at that amazing sky. I just kind of happened to look up at this time, and that was fantastic. So this is me getting to the train station, and just a great photo to be an opener. You'll see here now I've basically used, so once I got Monday done, I know exactly what I'm doing for the rest of the week in terms of my formula, my format. So I've taken exactly this photo, which was my second photo for Monday, and I've made it my second spread for Tuesday, same thing. So I've done the journaling and I've done the time. I haven't made my Procreate headings yet, so these are the old ones, so that doesn't quite make sense. I haven't changed all of these out either, so I'm still kind of playing with this, but this is kind of the way it's going to look. I've got a full page photo of the train station, so again I'm going with full page photo journaling, full page photo journaling. Then I have a photo of me arriving into the city on the train. Coffee obviously is from the last one, so I'll change that out to something else. I might have to change the colors of these out a bit too. So I've just basically kept the exact, so this one is this, so I've just used it again and swapped the photo out. Same thing. As I said, I've done my journaling, so entering Central Station, hello city life, nice to see the sunshine. Tuesday and Wednesday are my office days. Monday and Thursday work from home, grateful for both. I've just got to change this out. Then I've done, have I used the same? Yes, so very similar to my Kmart run. I've just moved the text up. I'm just playing around with placement of things just to make it a little bit more interesting, not, you know, copying the same thing over and over, but that's not very different. 11 a.m. Because I get to the city so early, I always dump my bags and head out for a walk chilly this morning. That's not 11 a.m. That's like 7:45, so I've got to change that out. I've changed that out to city. I have a full double photo here, which I'm going to use as a spread because it's a great photo. Then I go to 8:30, milk and dinner stuff from Locale on George Street on my way back to the office. I'm just lucky to have a few supermarkets around my office, and some of them are really, really high end and fantastic. So I really hate going to the supermarket on my way home from work. It drives me crazy. So having, you know, place to go and get things that I need for the evening is great. I've got to change this working from home out and that as well. But yeah, that's an 8:30 photo. I just decided to go with the time and do it chronologically because it just makes life easier to know what's next without me having to think about what's next. I just kind of like that. This one is just obviously a work photo. They're not great. My office is terrible for the lighting in there. It's down lights, it's fluorescent lights. It's really awful. And it's just not really an attractive office for the most part. So this little crappy kind of photo of my keyboard gives the vibe of work. And I've just said busy morning, accounts, the new parliamentary sitting calendar, and finally some information for a client that I've been trying to get for the past week. Obviously, I need to change this out. I think the time is right. A photo of the Sydney Tower, which is right near me. My lunch, so tofu rice paper rolls from Rolled for lunch at my desk. Optometrist appointment at 1:20. Got to change that heading out, got to change that out. A full page photo of, I work on the street where all the high-end stores are. So this is Gucci. And this photo just reminds me of Harry Styles every time I look at it. So this is just one of those cool kind of windows. Zara is doing bowling for sport. So I asked her to send me a photo and I said, can you make it arty? She does photography at school, so it's quite funny. But I knew she wouldn't send me one of herself or anything, but she's sent the bowling alley. So that is cool. I've included it. I've just said, Zara bowls for school sport every Tuesday. So I asked her to send me a photo, something arty. A few weeks ago, her name was misspelled as Sarah or Sarah on the board, and she played really well. So now we call that her alter ego, Sarah the Pro Bowler. We got, that's my train station, so I've popped that one in there. I think that's one of the photos I might have taken the day before because it doesn't matter. I mean the week before. Or, you know, I don't know. I probably got about 100 photos of St. James Station, so it doesn't really matter. Actually, I think I did take this one on the day. This is me coming home on the train. So we've got the whooshy there, and I've just said heading home on the train, listening to We Can Do Hard Things about astrology. I'll put a little heading onto that later. I've got a beautiful purple kind of sky bookend to that morning sky for the sunset as I got back to the station. And I ended the Tuesday with this photo, which is, you know, technically not brilliant, but it's just a perfect photo. So Zara hates getting her photo taken. So having her legs in this is about as far as we might get in the whole week. But this just tells the story of, so I've just written, watching clips of James Acaster with Zara in her room. I love hanging out with her so much, even though the closest I can get to a photo is her leg. So I just love hanging out. So she's 15, being able to go in her room and she shows me clips of things and comedians that she's into. It's just kind of her love language. And I just really love that she lets me hang in her room like this and shares all her favorite stuff. I've got, you know, some of her room there. I've got her Galaxy projector, James Acaster on the television, who she loves. So I think this just might be my favorite photo of this whole project right now. So that is how my project is shaping up. So that's Monday and Tuesday. And now I know where I'm going. So you'll see Tuesday is 16 pages. So Monday, I'm not super worried about having equal pages on each day. But if I get to the end of the week and I've got some photos that might fit in that I haven't used, I can dump them into Monday and maybe make another spread of something happening around the house. I'm not too bothered, you know, about mixing days up with things, as long as it's, I'm not putting work photos on a non-work day or that kind of thing, or, you know, telling lies about what we did on particular days. But if it's just a general thing, yeah. And I think if you're kind of getting to a few days in and your days are really different and you don't have enough, it's cool to just go out the back and take a photo, or go into your bedroom and take a close-up of your pillow, or something that you might, you know, something that happens every day, and stick it in wherever it needs to go. There's no hard and fast rules. I think because I've created this formula now of how my pages are going, it makes life so much easier, but it can also paint yourself into a corner with formulas. So like I've said, every day I want a full page photo next to the journaling photo. Like, what if I don't have enough full page photos, or what if my photos are not great that day? That's where it can get a little bit tricky, but I think you could always just go and take a photo of something and fill it out. So I'm not too worried about that. So that's the end of that. The next video I'll do my pages kind of from scratch, probably my Wednesday pages, maybe my Thursday as well, and see how I actually put them together once I've got this system going. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys are having a great week and having fun with your week in the life. And I look forward to seeing everyone's pages as they come together. Bye, guys.